this week has been full of stuff for me to upload. On top of Mortal Kombat, now The Walking Dead with World War Z. And I have spoken and streamed World War Z multiple times. And I've spoken about World War Z multiple times. And all I gotta say is, wow. They, I think, created the most unexpected yet fitting DLC to this game. Though this game is still going surprisingly strong, it's got a pretty healthy player base in every single mode now. I used to struggle, but it's like ever since this update hit, it's like it hits that itch. Because we haven't had really any good Walking Dead games besides the Telltale games. And look, I have a guilty pleasure for Survival Instinct. I was really young, so I mean, I enjoyed it at the time. But in this DLC, you get not only four of the best characters, Rick Grimes, Michonne, Daryl Dixon, and Negan, you also get, their weapons added to the game. You get Rick's revolver, Michonne's katana, Daryl's crossbow, which shoots exploding rounds, by the way, which is a nice touch, and Lucille from Negan as a melee weapon. And though these weapons they fit naturally alongside the game's already existing weaponry, they just feel so natural to be in this game. And the DLC itself actually reconstructs World War Z. And what I mean by it reconstructs World War Z is we're so used to playing World War Z as like fighting these zombies that attack you in swarms, like insects. They pile up like to get at you in these massive hordes. It's like if you took the Dawn of the Dead zombies from Zack Snyder and made them superhuman, you get the World War Z zombies. And at least in this game, they give you only three locations. I would have preferred four, but three, you got three solid locations in this Walking Dead DLC. It's considered episode 10, but on the list, it's not called episode 10. You get the prison, you get the hospital from Atlanta. Not the first hospital, you get the other hospital where they went to go try to trade Beth with the police. And then you get Alexandria. And the zombies in this one slow down immensely, and they also add the unique walkers, which I hope they introduce the rest of them, like the ones from Daryl Dixon, but we get like the junkyard zombie that had all the blades in his body. And of course, you get the regular standard super infected that are introduced into this game, woven in with the slow zombies. And you're probably wondering, well, if the zombies are slow, where's the threat? Listen to this. The threat doesn't come from how fast or how they barrel towards you. The threat of these zombies is as in true in all zombie media and including The Walking Dead, it's their numbers. They increased the number count of how many walkers or zombies are on the screen simultaneously. I mean, they already increased the output with the XL update way back when to play Horde mode in XL, but then all levels got an increase to the zombies coming at you. But here, with only a few open areas, a lot of these areas are closed quarter, like the confines of the prison. You're in the open city of Atlanta in the next episode, and then you're in the safe zone of Alexandria. And all I gotta say is, I appreciate that the developers really put their time. Please pardon my dog barking in the background. They really, really detailed this DLC. The only nitpicks, but they're nitpicks, the people who played the roles did a good job. The only returning cast members is Andrew Lincoln and Norman Reedus, respectfully voicing Daryl and Rick. The only people they didn't get to return was Denai Guerrera as Michonne, and fuck, I forgot the guy who plays Negan. Damn, I forgot the guy's name who plays Negan. Remind me in the comments below. But the guy who plays him. Those are the only two actors that didn't come to voice their roles. But the people who play them, they're serviceable at serviceable at best. But it doesn't really detract from the overall game. It still feels good to play as them, and they fit so well, and they fit alongside these other characters in this world. Because this is I know a lot of people like saying, well, Left 4 Dead is better because, yes, you know why? In characterization, you're absolutely correct. Left 4 Dead could be better in a lot of ways because you spend so much time with just with like just really two sets of groups, the group from Left 4 Dead 1 and the group for Left 4 Dead 2, and you spend so much time with them, their banter, you understand who they are. In the world of World War Z, there's like close to 28 to 30 playable characters, and you do learn their stories. There's banter between them, but you have to play a level as them to unlock their stories, to play in little videos instead of it being like integrated through the dialogue. And, that's fine, I can deal, but other than that, the way the game changes because of this DLC, it's the best unofficial Walking Dead game. Because, yes, I played Walking Dead Destinies, it is fucking horrible. I just have a sick, guilty pleasure seeing the decisions I made to fuck over certain characters, to cause certain things to happen that never happened. I have a soft spot for games that allow you to basically alter the destinies of many characters. I like Telltale games. I like the supermassive, what the fuck is it, Dark Horse games. I like Until Dawn. I like all those games. But we've never gotten a full-fledged action Walking Dead game. And I think from the time of 2013 to now, I think this is like the return, like when Norman Reedus returned to play Daryl in a video game. Yeah, he hasn't been in a video game as Daryl Dixon since Survival Instinct back in 2013. That was literally 13 years ago. So, and then Andrew Lincoln, I don't know if he's done other voice works or voiced Rick in any other games that Rick could be in as a guest. I just know of this one, but they feel natural. Their performances don't feel phoned in. It really feels like, yo, I know we know these characters. We've been watching these characters. I admit I dropped off from The Walking Dead, but I seen every season up to I think season 7. Yeah, I've seen every season of the season. Like I stopped watching after All Out War, so I just get my highlights from Walking Dead channels like TY Swell and all these others, or The Walking Dead Explained. Shout out to those two channels. If you want to learn about The Walking Dead without really want to go through the show, I recommend those two channels. Again, it's called TY Swell and The Walking Dead Explained. So here though, the levels when you play in them, it just feels so good to destroy these hordes. Like, killing zombies is always fun, but when you're playing them as characters from television that you've stood by for so many years, it just adds a different element to the game entirely. And yes, it does feel good to play these characters in missions that weren't even made for them. Can you imagine the reaction of, well, I mean, maybe to Daryl this wouldn't be new because you've seen the walkers that he's starting to fight, these super walkers. But, imagine Negan, Rick, and Michonne seeing these World War Z zombies. They're literally going to be like, Carl, 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 these walkers aren't supposed to do that. They're running. They're running. And even Negan would be like, holy sweet sheep shit. These things are fucking piling up today. Time to give them the nice swingaroo. And Michonne probably won't give a shit. She'll just kill them either way. Daryl's probably the only one that would not be shocked in this situation because he's like, bro, I've been to Europe. I've seen these things. Hell, these things spit acid at me, which is ironically, there's an enemy type in this game that spits acid on you that you have to disinfect. Nice little nod there. That's actually pretty a nice little nod, and kind of funny that you put Daryl Dixon in a game with these kind of zombies when he's kind of fighting these type of zombies right now in Europe. So I find that I don't know if that was intentional, but I spotted that, and it was a nice little nod. But, all I'm seeing, especially when I'm in the PvP, all I see are Walking Dead characters. Hell, in other episodes taking place around the world in this game, because hence why it's called World War Z. It's the fucking world. Seeing these characters in these situations that you know damn well they would never be in the actual show, it just tickles me inside in a good way as a fan. I admit I'm not the most hardcore Walking Dead fan, but I am a fan of zombie slaying and zombie media. So I grew up, I like watching The Walking Dead. Hell, I picked back up watching Daryl, and as bad as Fear got, I still enjoyed Fear because it was something new. They're trying a bunch of new things, whether they're hit or miss. Clearly, they're successful because it keeps going. But I hope in future that they add make another Walking Dead DLC and add places like Terminus, add places like the Commonwealth, the the Sanctuary, you know, add other playable Walking Dead characters like the Governor. Hell, add a couple more villains or a couple more hero characters. There's still so much they could do. They give you, it's almost like for $10, this is that's a good value. You got four of the best characters from the show. You get all their weapons, and you get three famous locations from the show. For $10, that's an absolute steal. DLCs are not that well priced anymore like they used to be. This pricing for this reminds me of Modern Warfare, when Modern Warfare had its DLC for $10 for all the stuff that like original Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, for $10, and you got all that cool stuff, those cool maps and everything like that. You know, that's what this reminded me of. The developers at Saber Interactive, even though I am bitter about how they handled the Evil Dead game and stopped supporting it, I am at least glad that they are sticking to their guns with World War Z, because World War Z right now is ironically, being based on one of the most dumbest, stupidly retarded yet fun zombie movies that you would see in a long time, because it's a fun action zombie movie, you know but that translates better as a game than it did a movie. I think if World War Z was just a game, it still would have done really well, because it would have probably had the books thought behind it, but this is more in line with the movies, and with the movie actually, with Brad Pitt. So all I gotta say is the Walking Dead DLC made me jump back into World War Z, and I'm continuously playing it. I like a madman. I go right into co-op. I hit quick play. I don't give a damn what situation or what difficulty. I'm going in, and I'm gonna help these team take out some walkers, or what the other character, they call them Zeds, but Walker, Zeds, it's the same thing. It's gonna barrel towards you to eat your flesh, whether at slow speed in a horde or whether like a swarm of fucking insects. Either way, World War Z continues to be one of my favorite zombie games that's continuously being supported, and I just hope that they still go strong. Look at a game like Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I think that's the game is about 8 years old, 9 years. I think it's about to be close to 10 years old, and that's how you do it. I hope World War Z has that same support, that it can progress further and further. So all I gotta say is, be sure to like, subscribe, favorite. That's the video for the day. I'll catch you all next time, and hopefully for wherever you are, please stay warm, everybody.